I'm going to give you the same information, but I'm going to present it to you in two different ways. They are both accurate. You tell me which you like. And this is what makes what's going on right now so complicated. Donald Trump's general election polling lead over Joe Biden is up 120% since the presidential debate of June 27th. That's absolutely correct. We started with a baseline of Trump plus 1.5 nationally in the Real Clear Politics average. That has grown to 3.3 percentage points. When you go from 1.5 to 3.3, 1.5 to 3 would be a 100% increase. We went to 3.3. It is an increase of 120%. Trump is beating Biden in the national polls by 120% more than he was on the day of the debate. That's accurate and true and subject to interpretation in terms of its importance. Now, let me give you a different version of the same data and see how this one feels. Try this one on for size. And this is what a lot of people are increasingly furious about. Despite Joe Biden having one of the worst debate performances in a very, very long time for a presidential candidate, and a week and a half going by, he's only down by about 3 points in the national polling, which is just about the margin of error in the individual constituent polls that make up that average. That all of a sudden doesn't sound so bad. And of course, this is where we get to the multiple interpretations. You will see analyses claiming to be from the smartest, brightest people who say, when Trump more than doubles his lead in 10 days after a poll, you know it's over for Joe Biden. And then the counterpoint. Yeah, the performance wasn't good. Yeah, Trump picked up 1.8 points, but you're telling me that the worst debate performance in the world only cost Joe Biden 1.8 points, and that seems to now be leveling out, and it's still months until the election? That only proves how terrible a candidate Donald Trump is. So what am I doing here? I'm giving you the reality as I see it, which is that there is no obvious prediction to make. The clicks are there. I see the people going on every show and doing the debates and staking out a position that either Joe Biden is the only one that can win or that there is no way that Joe Biden can win. The real math of it doesn't make either case very clear. A couple of other important underlying metrics. I told you on the day of the debate that the 538 2024 election forecast had it 50-50. 50-50 going into the debate. 100 simulations that they did with the polling data of that day led to Trump winning 50 of those 100 scenarios and Biden winning 50 of those 100 scenarios. And I told you we would look at how that has changed. Well, it is now Trump 51, Biden 49. The entire trajectory of coverage of the last 10 or so days since the debate, Trump growing his national lead from 1.5 to 3.3. It has shifted the simulations by a single point. It's gone from 50-50 to Trump 51-49. And for those who say, I prefer the Nate Silver model, what you can see is that there has been this modest impact where at the time of the debate, it was something like Biden 40.5, and now it's Biden 39.5. And Trump went from like high 41 to high 42. It has barely shifted in terms of the totality, wide outlook on what we are to expect just under 4 months from now. So if you're looking to just find a show that's going to tell you what you want to hear or what you already believe, that you know what, you were right, Biden couldn't win, or you were right, Biden's the only guy that could win, you can find those shows. I think they're just selling you what you want to hear. And we're going to have a serious discussion, a serious debate about this later on this week on the program. I hope you'll join me for it. And the only, I spent a bunch of time over the last 10 days looking at this. And for every single seemingly bulletproof case that can be made on one side, you can make at least as strong a case on the other side. And we may be in a situation, I know this is tough, We may be in a situation where we will only be able to get an accurate analysis of this in retrospect after November 5th, after we get the election results. So let's take a little break. I want to update you on what is happening in terms of the campaigns of Biden and Trump. We're going to look at some of the audience reaction to my commentary and a whole bunch of other things. Remember that the Project 2025 white paper remains available for free at davidpakman.com/Project 2025. Let's say you want to figure out if Trump did use a Nazi slogan in a campaign video, or if it's just a misunderstanding. Ground News is an app and website that gathers news stories from across the world and political spectrum so you can decide for yourself. It's a great tool. I'm happy to be partnering with them for this video. Yes, Trump did in fact use a Nazi slogan in a campaign video he posted, and then he deleted it. On Ground News, I can access almost 200 articles covering the story and see that only 17% of those are right-leaning. No surprise there. Comparing coverage is interesting. Some sources on the left reference his language, comparing him to Hitler, while on the right, RT highlights his explanation of the video, and Israel's Arutz Sheva highlights that he deleted it. The Ground News Blind Spots feature will highlight stories like this that are disproportionately covered by either political side, so you are guaranteed to see the full picture. Sign up through my link for 40% off their Vantage subscription, which gives you access to all of their features. Go to ground.news/Pakman or scan the QR code or click the link in the description.